At the time of making this video, Honey has been revealed to be the latest in a long line of shady companies that sponsor YouTube videos. Before this, it was BetterHelp, who was selling sensitive patient data to advertisers without their consent. Before that, it was that weird title place that was selling fake plots of land. There's a clear pattern emerging here, and I really want you to consider something. Maybe it's not just Honey. This means two things, of course. Maybe it's not just Honey as a sponsor, and maybe it's not just Honey as a browser extension. This video will be focused on the sponsorship side of things, but if you want me to make a video about browser extensions, let me know in the comments. Several years ago, I found the YouTube channel Internet Comment Etiquette. I thought his videos were pretty funny, and I really enjoyed how he poked fun at the way people behave online. In many of his videos, he has a sponsor, NordVPN. When I binged through all of his videos, I must have heard that company's name 100 times. Even looking at the comments, people have talked about how great the Nord ads were. They were so unique, and they felt like the company was cool because they let the creators get away with a lot. A little while later, I wanted to make a video talking about data breaches, and when I showcased some information, I realized I was sort of doxing myself. So, I thought, I should use a VPN to hide where I live. And the first one that popped into my head was NordVPN. I signed up, recorded the bit, and I even let it roll over for a second year. This is not an endorsement of Nord at all. If you watched my video talking about VPN sponsors, you know that I dug into the parent company of Nord and came to realize that they owned a lot of VPN companies, all which sponsor through YouTube videos. So why am I bringing this up? Because Nord did something that I was unaware of at the time. They took advantage of something that is called the parasocial relationship. In fact, all sponsored spots are doing this. There are boatloads of science and research supporting this, and all these companies have used it as firepower to make them even more money. You see, these studies showed that of the people they talked to, over 52% felt a strong parasocial relationship with the creators they watched. 36% claimed to feel close to certain creators. Okay, so what's the big deal? So what if people tend to see YouTubers as people that they know? Well, marketing companies have known for a long time that word-of-mouth recommendations are king. In fact, recent studies have shown that a friend who suggests a product is 5 times more effective than any other form of advertising. Which means, companies can pay creators to endorse their products, and viewers are 5 times more likely to buy it over showing ads before the video. I personally don't consider myself to be a part of the 52% of people who feel this strong parasocial relationship with the people I watch on YouTube. Though, I can digest that Ian Hubert is just a fellow who likes Blender a lot. I can understand that H-Bomber Guy is just a person who loves the process of researching. It's really easy to draw the parallels of these creators with people that I do actually know. This is why I think it's so easy for these parasocial relationships to form, especially as we continue getting deeper into the ongoing loneliness epidemic. I get it for sure, and I can't blame people for wanting to feel some sort of connection with others. We're human. We're social creatures. I don't want to deny anyone that comfort. Sure, some take it too far, but so is true in all areas of humanity. It's weird to think that there are already people who experience this sort of relationship with me. I don't show my face on the internet for a variety of reasons, but seeing the way that people attach themselves to faceless YouTubers is real. And given that I often talk about things that are sometimes seen as vulnerable conversations, I can see how people might feel that connection already. But we don't truly know each other. I am not your friend. I am just a guy who loves the process of teaching other people. However, I also acknowledge that this parasocial relationship is inevitable, no matter what I say. And since I acknowledge its existence, it feels wrong for me to take advantage of it. It feels wrong to allow a company that can't rely on their own word-of-mouth recommendations to wedge themselves into this inherent parasocial relationship. I personally don't watch any sponsored spots anymore. I found an extension that just skips that part of the video, because after realizing what was going on, I just didn't want to see it anymore. That said, I'm also not entirely blaming creators here. A lot of these creators rely on this income as their only source of income. I'm lucky to have a full-time job and still have energy to want to make these videos. And I mean, think about it from the creator's perspective. A company reaching out to say that they want to fund you making the things that you love to make, and all they ask in return is a quick 1-minute ad read? I mean, it seems like a dream come true. These companies are taking advantage of the creators too. I can't deny the excitement I first felt when I got a sponsorship request email. It feels like you've made it, and I truly can't blame the creators who follow through with it. I mean, they get to do what they love full time. I would love to be able to do this full time, believe me. But once again, we find ourselves in a position where a sponsor turned out to be a pretty bad thing for both creators and customers. I'd love to tell my fellow creators to stop taking these sponsors, but also, I fully recognize how titanic that task would be. I have the advantage of starting without them, but creators that have been taking sponsors for years and years, yeah, I can see it being difficult to say the least. I also know that services like Patreon have helped deter the use of sponsors in some cases, but that certainly has its own flaws too. I don't really know what the solution is here, I just know that sponsors are inherently predatory. They take advantage of the creator's excitement, and they take advantage of the viewer's attachment to the creator. It's gross, and I hope that we can have a good conversation to look for solutions. I have worked on a lot of personal projects in my lifetime. I've made websites for people, I've made apps with people. I loved making these things with my friends, but there was always a conversation that crept its way into the project.
We should make money on this. How can we make money doing this?
It always made me feel uneasy. I don't know why, but my gut always told me that it was wrong. And every single time I stopped listening to my gut, every time I gave in to the peer pressure and we made the project a for-profit project, it died. There was an app I had made with a friend that was created for a group of people that have been struggling for generations. It was a way to help preserve a dying language. And every other attempt we had seen doing this was a poorly rated, paid app. We had an opportunity to not only make it better, but also make it free. I learned how to write, actual code for that project, and it was a super fun process. I loved getting feedback from people, and adapting things and making it better. And eventually, my friend thought that we had put a lot of hard work into making this app, and that maybe we should be charging money for it. I tried to push back at first, pointing out the contradictions in what our original goal was, who it was made for. But, after being worn down once again to make me ignore my gut, I agreed that we could charge $2 for the app. Eventually, we published it, and maybe 7 people bought it. And then the project died. We had fallen in line with every other attempt by doing the exact same thing they did, and we met the exact same fate. Every single time I stop listening to my gut, it stops being fun. It stops being helpful, and it just becomes greedy. Which brings us to this channel. I have been doing it for free this entire time, and only last year did I start making money from ads that were going to be shown on the video either way. It certainly isn't enough to replace my full-time job, but I was, and still am, thrilled that I can fund better things for this channel. Even though it's been successful doing what I think is right, I have still had so many friends and family tell me that I should be taking sponsors for this channel. And to their credit, I could be making a hell of a lot more money if I did. But I don't want to. I was a poor kid. Everything that got me to this point was by watching free tutorials on YouTube for a 3D modeling app that is free and open source, and I use free and open source drawing tools and operating systems and everything. I greatly benefited from tools and education that were free. It helped me learn so much more than I ever could have otherwise. The people who have gone out of their way to make information free and open have given me the skills that I have now. Why should I take a different path? I want to help people the exact same way. I want all of my videos to be free for anyone to see them. I want them to be free of companies who are taking advantage of both me and you. I want to be able to talk about the hard truths that advertisers don't like. I want to pass on what benefited me. Free information. I don't want to take advantage of people or situations. And here I am, looking at a situation at thousands of people that could easily be taken advantage of for financial gain. And I'm presented with an opportunity to do it the way that I want to. I can finally do things the way my gut has always wanted. This channel has not, nor will it ever, take sponsors. Sponsors are not welcome on this channel whatsoever. You want me to hype up your product? Make a good product, and even then, you can't pay me a dime to say that it's good. Now, this brings up the conflicting part. For a long time, I have opted to not have channel members or Patreons for these same reasons. I don't want to take advantage of you. I didn't mind if people wanted to donate, but I didn't want you to pay for the promise of a future video. For a long time, I didn't even know what the next video would be. But then I accidentally deleted my channel. And in all of that scrambling to get things working again, I realized how much harder it is to make things better with no money. The last 2 videos, 3 including this one, have made just enough ad revenue to pay somebody to edit the audio, so I sound more pretty. That's a skill I have always lacked. I just don't have the ear for it. So it's allowed me to focus on other things, which has been a massive help. I want to keep making the quality better, so I do need to make sure that I make enough to support that. It would also be amazing to make this my full-time job, but I realize that's a long shot given my harsh stance against sponsors. I even have a massive list of video ideas, and many of them are already in progress. So, I weighed all the options, and this is what I came up with. If you want to support the channel, there are 2 methods I have enabled. If you want to do a one-off donation, you can either do Ko-Fi or Super Thanks right here in YouTube. If you want to do a monthly donation, I've opened both channel members as well as a dedicated Patreon. The tiers are $1 a month, $5 a month, and $10 a month. I don't want people to be able to donate any more than that per month, as I feel like I would be taking advantage of you beyond that. Additionally, if you donate at all, you will be getting the same perks as anybody else who donates. I know, it's a bad deal for the people who pay more, but the point of the donations are to support everyone. These videos will continue to be free for everyone, no paywalls here at all. I want to help teach people about online privacy, safety, and just general support. If you decide to donate, you are paying for a better experience for those people. You won't get a shout out at the end of my videos. You won't even get special member-only videos. Though, that said, I have been sharing behind-the-scene photos already, and that I'm okay with, as it's not taking away from the actual videos I create. Also, at the end of the year, I will do one giant super shout-out video. If you do a single one-off donation, or you donate $10 a month for the entire year, you will be shouted out in one big video, alongside the comment of the year and the other silly awards. If I think of extra things to offer y'all, I'll do it, but know that you're donating for everyone, not just me. Also, if money is tight for you, do not donate at all. I don't want you to feel obligated to donate whatsoever. You watching the videos has gotten me to this point, and it will continue to do wonderful things. If nobody donates, I will still continue to make videos. I love making them, and no one is going to stop me from doing what I love. Anyways, I hope you understand why I have things set up the way that I do. To any potential companies who may want to send me a big annoying sponsorship email, eat a big old bag of butts, you're not welcome here. To my wonderful and supportive viewers, thank you for being here. Please be kind and patient with each other. Peace.